Welcome to Conducting Level 5. In this video, we are going to revisit our cutoffs and do two more things with them. You'll recall in the previous video on cutoffs, we stayed in 4/4 time and we looked at how to cut off our ensemble on count 1, on count 2, on count 3, and count 4. Let's do a very quick review. You'll recall that the cutoffs on counts 2 and 4 were much more straightforward than the cutoffs on counts 1 and 3. Here's the cutoff on count 2 in 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And the cutoff on count 4 was also very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The cutoffs on counts 1 and 3 required us to do a double gesture on the count that came before the cutoff. You'll remember it. Here's the cutoff on count 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That 4 was really another 3. And here's the cutoff on count 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, another 1, and 3. So now, let's look at cutoffs in 2/4 time and 3/4 time. They'll be very easy for you, I'm sure. In 2/4 time, the same thing applies. The cutoff on count 1 requires us to alter the beat pattern just a little bit, and the cutoff on count 2 is very straightforward. So here it is on count 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That was 3 measures in 2/4 time, and then in the 4th bar I did the cutoff on count 2. Now let's put the cutoff on count 1. You will not be surprised by what you see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, another 1, and off. Okay, so counting it, continuing to count 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And now we're in 3/4 time. Same story again. The cutoff on count 1 is the weird one. And remember the reason for that. The last count of the measure is an up gesture with your baton, so that does not lend itself to any kind of cutoff, and that's why we have to change what we would normally do on that count in order to facilitate the cutoff in a way that our ensemble will understand. So let's start with the easy ones. Here's 3/4 time and a cutoff on count 2. We'll do one measure of time and then the measure with the cutoff. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And now I'll cut off on count 3. Also pretty straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time for both of those. Here's the cutoff on count 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And the cutoff on count 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Same gesture we've been using in 2/4 time and in 4/4 time. So what do we do if we need to cut our ensemble off on count 1 in 3/4 time? It happens all the time, so we need to be able to do it. We're going to have to do 2 count 2s in order to prepare for the cutoff gesture. So here it is. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, another 2, and 1. Counting it straight on through. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Before going on, let's do a small technical review. A couple of reminders that might be helpful are: 1, keep your palm down as the baton moves around. Don't rotate your wrist, okay, in this way. Keep the palm facing the floor and just let the baton move. And a good way to keep that problem from happening is to think of not moving in your wrist. Keep the motion happening from here or from here, but try to keep the forearm and the wrist in line. And another thing to remember is make sure that the last count of each measure is on a higher plane than the others. Okay, in 4/4 time, 1, 2, 3, and a higher plane. In 3/4 time, 1, 2, and then the higher plane. And in 2/4 time, lower plane, higher plane, lower plane, higher plane. It's now time to consider the possibility that the music will continue on after we give the cutoff gesture. You'll find, if you get in front of an ensemble, that you need to signal the end of a musical phrase, often when it's not the end of the piece. And that means that you have to continue conducting. You can't just get to the cutoff and say, phew, I'm done, because there's more music after that point. So let's take a look at what we'll do in those situations. We'll start in 2/4 time, and we'll do a cutoff on count 1, and we will continue conducting. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. You just need to remember what count is next and jump into the beat pattern after you give the cutoff. Here it is one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And here is a cutoff on count 2 in 2/4 time with continuing on after that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And now, cutoffs in 3/4 time with a continuation of the beat pattern after the cutoff. Cutoff on count 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. One more time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Here's a cutoff on count 2 in 3/4 time with a continuation of the beat pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And a cutoff on count 3 in 3/4 time with continuation of the beat pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. This one's a little bit trickier because once you do the cutoff, you have to get to the up position so that you can then continue on to count 1. Watch that one again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So the cutoff was on 3, but we then have to rebound up here so we can continue to count 1. Okay? 3, 1. You might practice just that combination there. The cutoff, 3, 1. Watch that pattern one more time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now in 4/4 time, same sequence. Here's the cutoff on count 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, the cutoff on count 2 in 4/4 time. I find this one to be just a little bit strange, feels a little bit unnatural to pull it off, so let's look at it slowly, and we'll try to figure out what we have to do to make it look smooth. All right, cutoff on count 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. What's weird about that? Well, the cutoff leaves our baton hand here, but we then have to go to count 3, which is out here. So what we have to do is 1, 2, and rebound to the inside of our body. 1, 2, so we can then go 3. That'll take some practice. You can do it. So here it is in full speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Did you see how the rebound of the cutoff came to the inside so I could then go to count 3 on the outside? And here is the cutoff on count 3 with the continuation of the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Pretty straightforward. Let's try that one again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. What makes that feel more natural than the previous one? Well, the cutoff leaves our baton here on the outside, and then we can go right into count 4. And here is the cutoff on count 4 in 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Pretty straightforward. It falls pretty naturally. Here it is again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So again, we just have to make sure that the rebound of the cutoff puts us where we need to be in order to move to the next beat. 4, 1. So where is the rebound of that cutoff? It's up, because the next count is 1 and that's down. 3, 4, 1. It's important that the cutoff leaves you in the right place in order to continue on with the beat pattern. In order to demonstrate mastery of this concept, you'll want to be able to do exactly what we just did together. Conducting in 2/4 time with a cutoff on count 1 and continue on. And a cutoff on count 2 and continue on. Conducting in 3/4 time, a cutoff on 1 and continue. A cutoff on 2 and continue. A cutoff on 3 and continue. And then of course in 4/4 time, same thing. Cutoffs on 1, 2, 3, and 4, each with a continuation of the pattern after you do the cutoff.